it. There you go, Joyce. A whole new name. You get a new name every day.
Now you know I'm too shy for all that. Go now, you hear?
Welcome, Bon. Welcome to the room.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the welcome. What y'all
Yes.
got going on? Lauren is looking great. She is aging well. Voice is still crisp, you know. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, for sure. That was actually from a couple years ago. So that
Hmm.
was yeah, that wasn't current, but yes, her voice is still nice and crisp. Yes. Up until today, but that was an old video.
Had the beads in, everything. She was doing a thug fizzle.
Yeah, for sure.
Lauren need to get some regular outfits though. Hey, gonna trip one day.
Right.
All them goddamn clothes on. She keep having to move it while she's singing and shit. Like,
I
put on some
know.
regular
And
motherfucking
that
clothes.
most recent one, I don't know why they put that fan on her, had her looking like a big balloon.
Man, I'm like, God dang, like, okay, I understand fashion
Dang,
statements,
y'all.
but shit.
Choice. Hey,
Look like
it is
somebody
what
gonna
it
push her
is.
ass out of airplane. And she need a
Hey,
motherfucking thing.
That's the part of being a diva, Philo. Damn it.
she covered from
I
head to
don't, I don't, I
toe.
don't know. I ain't got them problems. I
She's
gotta look at divas, and I don't want that. Like, can you put some regular clothes on? Like, you know what I'm saying? I like divas now, but can I go get you an outfit? Cause I don't like that
Is
shit.
is she
she's an
married though?
artist
Because
and she's
Muslim
sensitive about her stuff, okay? That
ain't the, no, I was
she's
gonna say the
displaying her
Muslim,
creativity and every her
but
and
don't
Erica
but don't the Muslim men require the women to be covered when they're in public?
fully covered.
So she's fully covered. Is she married?
But is she
Do you know?
Muslim, Joyce?
I don't know, but I'm just trying to. I'm work with me. Work with me.
I don't think she is
Well, no,
Muslim.
if that's the case, she missing a headpiece. Her motherfucking head out now. She ain't fully covered.
It's covered. You don't see it covered in purple.
Oh gosh,
It's
I
supposed
don't
to be
think
all
she's
over her
Muslim
face
for
and shit, like a
starters.
hijab. What they call it? Is it a hijab, a hijab, whatever the fuck that thing is?
Najee.
They be fully covered. Yeah, they be fully covered. She got to sit her ass down and pray to the east.
Now she got a C now.
They be dressed like ninjas. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They
That
be dressed
is
like ninjas, straight up. You can't see nothing but they eyes.
she's an artist and she's sensitive about her ish. Okay, leave her
I
clothes
get it.
alone. The
I get it.
performance
I
was
get
still
it.
fire.
I get it.
Yeah.
Lauren ain't always been with the, you know what I'm saying, the body suits and all that. No way. She ain't like manicure. You know what I'm saying? Listen to her music. She natural.
Yeah, she
Natural. So
came
she
out
ain't.
kind of tomboyish, but still ladylike. She was very, but that comes with that conscious way of living too. So
Girls, you know you better watch
watch
out.
out.
Some guys only about that king.
That thing.
King.
Look at y'all entertainers in here. I'm entertained.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, thank y'all for joining the room. I am at this time. I'm gonna ask the gentlemen, the kings, to just give us some time to kind of chop it up a little bit for us to chop it up in here. I have some things I need to talk about, and with the
No problem.
queen.
No problem. Y'all ladies have a good rest of y'all evening.
All right, Philo, you enjoy your evening, darling.
I will. I will. I will.
Peace, Philo, and you welcome to come back. I'm gonna be out here tonight. Manis as well. You guys want to come
About
back
what?
and chop it up?
Come back. Oh, wait a minute. Who said I was leaving? Yeah.
All right. All
Manis.
right. All right. All right, y'all. I'm out of
Okay,
here.
Yeah.
Philo.
Man, that
All right.
ain't
Peace.
fair. That ain't fair.
Peace.
Yeah.
All right,
You
see
too.
you. Peace.
In a private room.
Manis is being mannish again.
That's what I do.
So is the video not playing for anybody else? Because it's been playing this whole time and it's so loud.
Oh
I had
no,
to
I
talk
thought it
over it.
stopped. No, I stopped
No,
it.
I don't hear nothing.
I stopped that a long
Ooh,
time
that's so
ago.
much better. But that's what happens. That's another glitch. Isaac, Isaac,
Menace did not like that shit.
is he
Man,
gone?
Menace,
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah,
It
he
look like
gone.
he gone.
He
Let me
just
read.
he like shit. Hey, you putting us out? Shit. Now hold on. You know Menace like the juice. Shit.
Yeah, he do. He
He
do.
do. Well, I ain't
Yeah,
never
he
known
do.
Menace to not be in the juice. Now he a true old man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how the old women be looking out their window or got a chair in front of their window? Shit, he that old man. Shit, that's looking out the door all the damn time.
right. That's senior citizens for you, though. I ain't mad at them
Yeah,
because
for
they
real.
they done saved many a lives out here just being nosy. So yeah,
Yeah,
Shit, I hope
Ben.
I make it to his age, cause his ass is pretty old. Shit, and he in good shape. So shit, I hope I can at least swang it.
Yeah. Mm. You said so.
Shit,
yeah,
I'm just saying, cause shit, over 60 is good these days.
It really is. It really is. It's something to be proud of, for sure.
it
Hmm.
is.
Mm.
Shout out
So
to the
what you want
senior
to talk
citizens.
about, Queenie?
I just made a song to
And
a song to the men. But okay, go ahead.
so, what I want to talk about is you showed Bomb. This is to you, okay? We
Yeah.
haven't spoken in months. We haven't spoken in months, and we really didn't have a falling out as far as I can remember. I don't remember ever really having other than the private talk, and I think we kind of came to a conclusion after that, and we spoke a few times even after that. But I did, from my end, I never felt like we really had any type of real like falling out to a point where I needed to have any type of beef or be mad at you or angry with you. We did have a situation where we both decided, it was best for us to kind of go our, separate ways just based on the circumstances. So when you can kind of made it public today, and you expressed yourself, about how you felt about missing me and missing my patient and things like that. It kind of tugged on my heartstrings a bit. But it also, it brought out, something in me to make me say, you know what, we really need to have this conversation, me, you, and Joyce. Because although I accept, your feelings and your public public affection, for me, I wanted you to know that I didn't find that to be very genuine coming from you. um and
Seriously?
yeah, I didn't.
I wouldn't have said it in front of a whole lot of people if I wasn't holding myself accountable. I was being vulnerable right there.
So the reason why I say I didn't find it genuine is because of just some things that I've heard you say, in regards to me and, in regards to my name and who I am as a person. Um, that's why I didn't feel, I've heard, um, basically you deemed me as a whore at some point,
A
when it
whore.
came, yeah, you didn't say whore, but you made
Oh,
the
okay. Because I'm like,
assumption. No, you made the assumption that, I slept with John, um, which would have made me, some type of whore or something, you know.
no, that don't, because you was with John at the time. If you slept with your boyfriend, that's your boyfriend. But why would I be worried about you having sex with John, Queen?
Well, that was the point that I was going to get to next, because that was the point that you made in the conversation that what you were having with Beyondra. That was the point
Hmm.
that you made, was that, oh, he's over there while he's sniffing her pussy. Oh, because yeah, they slept together when he went to DC.
I
So
said they probably slept together. The way John was acting, he was ignoring all my business conversations. He ain't answered nothing I've sent for over since November. So I can't even get into what we doing on business, Queen. So he every time I notice, every time he ignores me, he comes to your room. And to me, that makes me feel like he's trying to be funny. It has nothing to do with you, but he acting like he's sprung or something, and he can't answer, like he's still connected to your umbilical cord, like he can't make business decisions. I'm not asking for anything other than what he asked me to do. This man found me and asked me to go into business with him, and then you leave me on hold while I'm trying to get things done in this motherfucking group, and I end up getting sick, end up in the hospital, call him thinking he gonna take care of business while I'm sick. This man had left these people
It
on
makes you
hold.
vulnerable.
So I was accusing
So
him,
Let me tell her
not
those
you, ma'am.
words.
Okay. And I'm woman enough to say, yes, I said that to Beyondra, but I did not say it in a way that you was hoeing. Okay, first off, because, well, for the time I've known you, you haven't been talking to any men but John that I knew of. So, with that said,
using it.
I can't call you a hoe.
Yeah.
And I can't look at you like a hoe. And if you decided to sleep with John while he was there, that's y'all's business. But what's keeping him from not doing what he's supposed to do is basically what Beyondra should have been getting out of that. Um, with that said,
well,
yeah, I said it.
yeah, I
I
know
said
you
it.
said it. I heard it, so
Yeah,
I know you said it
yeah.
absolutely.
I'm not
Um,
gonna sit up here and lie to you.
Right. No, I didn't expect you to lie, but I just want you to know that because, in the even in the beginning of this conversation here, you said, why would I be concerned about, whether you slept with John or not? And that was absolutely your concern in that conversation, and
What else would make a man ignore a woman and every time you look up after you done asked him to take care of business, he comes straight to
yeah,
your
but
room. You might not even know what the fuck is
either
going
way,
on.
Bon,
He just over
either
there.
way, me and you talked a long time ago, me and you personally, about not using me, my name, or my relationship for content. So for you to sit with
That
somebody
ain't
else, yeah, that
that
is
ain't
being, if
content,
it's
Queen.
being done publicly, Bon, it is being used for content because people talk,
Okay.
people record, and it is my business. It is my
And I make it
business.
my
So
business to stand on it if somebody asks me. And I like, you know what I'm saying, that we having this conversation because it's overdue. But I didn't know it was going to be about this. I thought it was going to be about, straightening things out with John. I didn't know it was going to be about gossip. I honestly didn't, or
oh
recorded
no,
rooms or
it's
anything
not
like that.
about
Otherwise, I
gossip.
wouldn't have came over.
No, it's not about gossip or it's not about John. It's really about me not finding your public affection to be genuine and me wanting to be honest
Okay.
with you and letting you know why, I feel the way I
And I
feel.
appreciate it.
And
I
I
appreciate it
really,
because I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that you didn't take that genuinely.
yeah.
And then being vulnerable every time I do, it's always taken like it's not genuine. So that was the reason why I asked for us to step away from each other because I felt like every time I was vulnerable with you, you took it as offensive.
And
And
it
I
is
can't be
offensive,
vulnerable and then be offensive.
If you know that me
It's
and
coming off as
John,
offensive.
if you know that me and John are dealing with each other, why would you ask him if we're sleeping together? What business of that is yours? That
I
has
didn't
nothing to
ask
do.
John if we were sleeping together.
Well, that's definitely what you said, and you're in that clip that I heard. You definitely
I
said,
didn't ask John if he was sleeping with you.
yeah.
Like
You
me and
you
John
said
never talked about that.
okay, because you definitely mentioned. Oh, when I asked him if
I
they were
talked to
sleeping
Beyondra is
together,
the only
he
person
dropped
I've talked
he
to.
dropped the phone. He dropped the phone or he dropped the call and I never heard from him after that, after I asked him if they were sleeping together. Those are
I ain't
words
heard
that
from
came from
John
your mouth.
since that day. And
Right.
I remember
I mean, I
telling
can
Beyondra
understand
that.
that. I can understand that. But my point is
That's rude.
that is rude. And I don't understand why you're asking him if we're sleeping together.
if it's keeping you, okay, because you got to understand when me and you we're talking, I felt like the reason why we even started having any kind of beef was because of him. Prior to us even incorporating John in our conversation, me and you used to chill and have a good time. There
Right.
was never an issue between us. It was always a calm tone. I supported you, you supported me. Even when we found out that both of us, you know what I'm saying, was calling ourselves crushing on John at the same
No,
exact
I've
time.
never crushed on him. I've always told you that John pursued me from day one.
Yes,
And
but you
and
were telling me that you were feeling the same way. And at
yeah,
the
but it
time, you
wasn't a
weren't
crush
in
for
a
me.
relationship.
No, it was never it was a crush for you. It was never a crush. It
So
was a
when you're
relationship
courting,
with us.
when,
Yeah.
okay, now
And
at the time that
that
me
was
and you
made
had that
clear.
conversation, y'all was in a relationship right then
Yes.
and it was official. You
Yes.
didn't say that.
Oh, we
You
said
said he
that
was
in the
pursuing
private
you.
room. Well, yeah, at that time.
And
But
then you had John and you in there and me and Kenny, which would have been an even, situation. Each
right.
time me and you meet, we have more than one person in the room. Me
Right.
and you should only be talking by ourselves because what we're talking about is truly behind or between me and you.
Well, that's
It's
just this
not.
portion
It
of
didn't
it. I
involve
invited
anybody
Joyce
else.
in here. I invited Joyce in here because there's another situation that involves you and Joyce that I would like to talk about. I'm woman enough to talk about it, Bump. That's what I need you to understand. I don't need an audience. I don't need an audience. You know what I'm saying? However, because you did it publicly, I said, well, you know what? We're going to keep it on a public level. The only thing, it'll be exclusive. And I'm okay with, if someone comes in that you don't want in, I'll ask them to leave, or I'll put them out. But
I don't
I
have
am I
nothing against anybody on
okay,
fan base.
but
So
I
if
did
anyone
include
comes in,
Joyce in here for a reason. That because she does have something to do with this conversation. We just haven't gotten to that yet. And I do
okay,
agree.
okay.
I do agree wholeheartedly that we never had any issues before you revealed to me that you did have, that type of crush on John. And I already knew what me and John were, what we had going on. Although I didn't speak on it a lot at that time. And I still don't speak on it a
Yeah,
lot.
because I wouldn't have that
Yeah.
day if you would have said we are together, Queen, you would have never heard back from me on anything about John. When he would have reached out and said, do this with me on this
Well,
dating
no,
thing, I
I
would have
didn't
told
say
him
it,
no.
but in that talk, and that was a recorded talk
You
as
said
well.
y'all were me
No,
and
he
you.
he said, I said, yes, John, had pursued me, but he at that point let you know
Yeah, he
that
told
that
yeah,
he
he
was
told
having.
me and Kenny.
Yeah, well, he let you and Kenny know that
Yes,
we were heavily involved at that time. And you said, okay, well, with
he
that
did.
being said, then John, I won't call your phone respectfully. Queen, you don't have to
Exactly.
worry about me, talking about you all publicly, or, because at first you said you thought it was funny. That's how it all came apart. I mean, came together is because you thought it was funny. You did a talk about me and John in the beginning, and I mentioned to you, nah, don't use me for
Kenny told
content.
you he did that, and Ursula came over and told y'all that. I didn't do that.
Well, I never talked to Ursula, so I don't know what you talking about with that, because she was never in the room
She the
with
one
me.
who started that rumor.
Oh,
Okay.
with
And
John. Okay, I remember
yeah,
now. Yeah,
yeah. And so
yeah,
see,
because
this
that
is
room.
what you got to understand, Queen. If nothing ever happened about John, I would have never said maybe he, fucked on you and can't get his mind straight
Yeah,
because
but
what
that's what
else
I
make
need
a
you to
man be
understand. That's between you
listen,
and
hold on,
John. That's
I'm
between
gonna
you and
tell you,
John.
but me and you are talking about it right now. You need to know where I'm coming from, and this is the only way I can explain it to you. I have to let you see where my eyes was looking at. Because you didn't told me how it offended you. You didn't let me know. You didn't appreciate me talking about you. But you didn't know what led me to even do that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm willing to admit, I'm willing to admit that it's, wrong. But Queen, at the end of the day, This is what we needed to do in the first motherfucking place. We didn't need to let this shit fester as far as it has. It's so much that has happened since me and you even had our last conversation. Like, so of course it's gonna look bad from my end. It's gonna look like I'm still bitter or I'm mad at you or, I got something against you or I'm talking about you. But it had absolutely nothing to do with you. Every time me and you have ever had a problem, me and you have talked about it. We might not have liked what each other said, but we talked about it. And that's the one thing I'll give you, lady, okay? That you always come to me and try to talk about it. So I'm trying to tell you why I was mad and why I said that to be. It wasn't to insult you in any way because really to me, I felt like you and John was in a relationship. So I wasn't judging you because of that, but I was judging him for ignoring me. And I felt like maybe you had told him, don't talk to me because he can't keep up with what he's supposed to be fucking doing. If he tells me that he gonna meet me and the group at 1 o'clock and I look up and he in your room, what is that telling me? He ain't talking about business. We had this meeting a week ago scheduled, and you over here in Queen's room ignoring the business that me and you supposed to be doing. These people looking at me crazy like, where the fuck is he at? And come to find out, when I get sick, you can't even hold me down. So now I'm texting you, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to get access to the group. He's sitting in your room every time I'm texting him. Now he ain't in there before I text him. But now all of a sudden you in Queen's room. So I'm like, are you trying to make me jealous or something? Because I'm not, me and Queen ain't even like mad at each other. Like there's nothing going on. I was like, that doesn't bother me if you in her room. Like Queen has many men that come in her room and listen to music with her. Like, what would you being in there? That was the last message I sent to him. Okay, was to tell him, why are you ignoring me? Do you think that because you just went in her room that I'm gonna be mad at you or I'm gonna be mad at her or I don't care about you being over there. I just need you to do your business part. And that night I was bitten to be. So it was like, what the fuck do I do next? I can't threaten him. Like, what the fuck can I do to him? He way in Texas. I'm way in Oklahoma. Um, and he ain't answering my fucking calls. I don't know where he stay. I don't know where. Like, so how can I get him to do what the fuck I want him to do other than harass him on fan base, harass him on his phone that he ain't answered for since November? So I'm pissed. That's why I was talking so much shit that night. That had nothing to do. I ain't listen. I wasn't mad at you when I told you that night that we need to separate. What I was very sad. I cried a little bit about it because I was like, it just seemed like every time I think me and her gonna be cool, we fall the fuck out over something dumb as fuck. Like, or either it's a misunderstanding. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna let it slow and roll and let her do her thing. I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna stay in my lane. She's staying in hers. Like she ain't bother me. I ain't bothering her. We've been in rooms together. We ain't arguing. We ain't fussing. So which let me know that neither one of us is petty. You know what I'm saying? To where we need to argue every time we see each other or be like some people we see when they don't like somebody in the room. They got to make sure everybody knows. Um, we weren't doing any of that kind of stuff, which let me know there was no problem from you or from me. So I'm like, well, maybe she didn't, cooled off because I've been in cooled off long ago. I wasn't even mad then, but I knew we needed space.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I wasn't even mad then. You were doing a lot of assuming because you
Because
didn't.
of the way you were talking to me. You like that day when you came in my room and me and JP was in there. The first day John announced that me and him had a group together. You came in the room and you gave me a whole lot of questions that I felt like he needed to answer for you because he's the person that called me and asked me to do it. If he knew that me and you weren't getting along at the time, he owed you. He owed you that explanation on what made him do that, why he was reaching out, what kind of business it was, what was going on. Is he paying half? Am I paying half? Like, those are things that it was his duty as a man to keep you informed. And he didn't do that. So you came to my room and you asked me about it, but it wasn't in a kind way. And so that was what made me say, let's step away, because I'm not a confrontational person. When I get confrontational, I intend to do something. So I'm like, why get confrontational about something that, like, that's his duty. He need to be, and I said that to you. I said, Queen, I said, John should have told you this, because it's unfair for you not to know what's going on. And then all of a sudden, this is just a big ass shock or surprise to you. So of course you're gonna be pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And I reason with you because I'm like, damn, if that was me, I'd be mad than a motherfucker. Like, especially if me and this person ain't seeing eye to eye, and then all of a sudden they talking about me and you got a business, like the fuck, and I don't know nothing. Like, so, you know, I felt like that stirred up trouble again. So I'm like, you know what? If I would have known that you hadn't told this woman, you know what I'm saying? And I let John have it when he called me after that, because I'm like, John, you made Queen question me in front of one of the people that was in my room that was kind of cutting for me at the time. And that was disrespectful. I said, and then on top of that, you set it up to where it made me look bad when you was the one who reached out to me. I was minding my business, just like I told y'all I was gonna do
Yeah,
last
but you put it
conversation.
out there as
And
if
he,
I was jealous or something of you or anything.
no, you
Yeah,
wasn't
you.
never jealous to me. You
No,
wasn't
but
never
that's what
jealous to
you,
me.
I don't know if you said it out of anger, Bomb, or what, but you definitely put it out there and said, oh yeah, she was jealous because John started coming to my room, and then she got jealous because executives started coming to my room. And I really don't know where you getting any of that information from, that I was jealous of you in any type of way. And I don't know what you're talking about with that exec. I really didn't know where that came from with the executive thing, and how much executive, how much information you have on me and executive, or me
I
and
got
John,
I got
how much he has
conversations.
talked about us. And you can go hours listening to the footage that you have on executive talking about me and John. So again,
I
I
have
just have
it.
to say, a lot of your anger was towards John, but you were taking a lot of it out on me. You were putting me in the middle of things because of my silence for the most part. Because even after that conversation on your panel that night, I never spoke on it. And other than just letting John know, and I believe I let you know that, I really didn't want to be a part of, what you guys were doing. And I left it right there. I never said anything else about it. I never said
I
anything
never
else
heard
about
nothing
it.
else about it after the conversation me and you. After me
No,
and
but
you
it was
said we're gonna
after
go our
that.
separate ways, we
Yes.
never did.
Yes, it was after, I texted and I said, you were texting me trying to reach John, and you were sending me information about the dating app and things like that. And I asked you, please
Yes.
it's not necessary for you to DM me these things because I see everything you see. And then
Yeah,
after
you
that,
said that you
after
already had it shared.
Right. And after I said that, that's when you said, you know what? I don't think we need to talk. And I said, I agree. I think we good. And my
Yep.
reason for that is because I already knew, you and I had words before, and I couldn't believe that it was even coming back up anything that had anything to do with John. When it came to you, we had our conversations
Period.
before. And not only that, at that point, I was a bit upset with John too. So, it made sense for me to just say, I'm not one to try to sabotage anyone's business or relationships or friendships. So I moved out the way. And I think my silence is what kind of bothered you, after that, because you started making all types of assumptions that I was mad at you or angry at you or I didn't like you. And,
I
you
definitely
know,
thought you
and I
was.
was
I did. I
jealous.
thought you
I
was
was
mad at
jealous
me.
of your relationship with John. And to get into Joyce, there was talk about me trying to separate or trying to turn um Joyce or Joyce against you, or you against Joyce, or Joyce Beyonder against Joyce. Things like that. And I really don't understand that. And I know Joy, and I believe it was said that, said by Joyce. I'm not sure that I was trying to separate or, turn her against someone. And if anyone felt that way, that's why I'm here today. Let me know if I made you feel in any way that I tried to turn you against anybody on this app, because I don't recall. I don't even move like that. I rarely even talk about half the issues that I deal with on this app. So for me to try to turn someone against you. Now, if I speak about you, does not mean that, I'm trying to turn some people are going to think we're all grown here. But never have I told someone, oh, you shouldn't fuck with this person, or don't fuck with that person, or don't do that. I've never done that. And if I have, please, I have you here. I have Joyce here. Joyce, if I've ever said anything to you to try to turn you against Bomp, let me know. And Bomp, if I said anything to you to try to turn you against Joyce, let me know so I can address it.
Well, first off, me and you ain't never talked about Joyce or
No, we
anybody
haven't.
else.
We haven't.
Okay, that's the first thing we need to make sure gets straightened out, because we didn't do the gossip.
No, we
Okay, we did
didn't.
the music. Okay, and we did the girl talk only and laughed. So there was never gossip about any motherfucking body because we wasn't worried about that. But me and Joyce, I felt like had a misunderstanding. Um, and I felt like, it was wrong what Joyce did, but me and Joyce talked about it. She came to my room one night and she let me know, hey, I've been wanting to talk to you about it. I kind of took you wrong. I'd like to start over. And we kind of, chopped it up, dusted our hands, and we ain't looked back. But she acknowledged, that she had posted something on her page, and called me a snake, and, thought that I was just throwing her specifically out of the group when I was actually shutting down the group so that I could, make my 3 rooms for apparel, music, and then, of course, my book. So when I shut down the group, I was still new to fan base. I didn't know it was gonna kick, like it was gonna tell everybody, you were removed from the group. I had no idea
Messy
it was gonna do
Isaac.
that.
Messy
So
Isaac.
when Joyce seen it, she was like, "Oh, so you just never know. You think you cool with some people, and then you find out they really snakes in the grass." So she didn't understand that. Oh, the group closed, so everybody got kicked. It wasn't just me. So then I seen her over here with you. So I'm like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody hate me now. So from November until March, I didn't come on fan base because Joyce has said that, and I'm trying to build my brand. And you're calling me a snake in the grass and all this other shit. And my money got tarnished at that time. So I had to log off. Nobody would come to my rooms. People were basically making assumptions and all kind of shit. So I haven't really got good money since October of last year because during that time, me and her fell out and it caused a lot of shit to happen with my motherfucking money. So at the end of the day, I knew me and you wasn't getting along either. So I felt like, damn, every time I get cool with somebody, we fall out. And then now my name is getting fucked up. So I'm like, I got to roll out for a little while and let people forget about it for a little while. And maybe I can rebuild. And so that's what I did. I stayed the fuck away because I'm like, it's not worth arguing or fussing or making other people uncomfortable or whatever the fuck is going on right now. I just thought it was something in the atmosphere. So I was like, I'll wait it out. I'm a very patient woman, but you know, at the end of the day, I just felt like everything had gotten carried away. Like when me and you was in that room, and you was asking me about, the dating group. I wish I would have known you was mad at John right then, because me and you could have sat down and talked, and I would not have handed back my money that
Oh
next
no, I
week.
wasn't mad at him.
You see what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have
Mad at
gave
him.
him my portion of the money
Oh no, no, no.
if I knew
I
you was
wasn't
mad
mad at him. I wasn't
at
mad at
him
him.
too.
Mm-mm. No, I wasn't mad at him during, that time. Like you were saying earlier, like when you brought that to fan base, that was new for me. That was new news. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about that. So I wasn't upset about it. It was just new news for me. That's why I was asking you questions. And I know that sometimes my voice, my voice, it carries in certain ways. So I don't know, especially when I'm speaking passionately, some people seem to get my tone mistaken sometimes for being angry. But no, I really had genuine questions on that day, because I did, and I know what John and I had talked about. I know the type of things we had discussed regarding you just personally. I knew some things that we had discussed about that dating group, about him purchasing it. So it was a lot of things that, like I said, on that day when you brought it to fan base, it was just new. I didn't know anything about it. So if you notice, most of the time I was quiet. I asked the questions and you answered them, and I was quiet after that because I didn't, it was new for me. So I was just absorbing the information.
You was like, he didn't, this is news to me, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't tell me this. And you was like, well, who's paying for it? And is he paying like it, or like what's going on? Like, are you paying something? Is he paying something? Like, what are you going in half? Like, and I was like, Queen, I would never have John paying my motherfucking part on nothing. Cause at the end of the day, he asked me to go into partnership. That's what the fuck that's supposed to be. And I was like, I can't believe he sit up here and didn't tell you that he been reaching out to me asking me to go in business with him, then had me to go and scope out the group, the whole thing. Like, he made me go over there and sit for 3 days and scope out everything to make sure that the group was everything it was supposed to be. So I go over there, I look, Dutch give me the keys, I look and everything, I set up everything. And I'm like, yeah, everything looks good, now we just need to write up some kind of, contract or something. Girl, I go to sleep, I wake up and John and paid that man.
So
And
back, so
that's when I came
Joyce,
off it.
even with the situation, because it's really Joyce, with the situation with Bomb, when you came in that room on that day, um did I say something to you to, tell, or no, I'm gonna ask you this question. When you asked me about what was happening with that dating app on that day, and still up
Right.
until today, what did I say to you, Joyce?
The dating app
You didn't get
shit.
involved and you
Anytime
didn't.
Hold on, let her talk,
I
Bomb.
think
Let
she
her
asked
talk.
me. Yeah, I think she asked me. Okay, when the what I what I like about you too is you never wanted to be a part of it. You always would say that's separate. So anytime I ask you anything about it, you would always say, like you said, that's separate. You don't want to have anything to do with it. That kind of happened, I think, what happened before or something.
Right. And I
So if
didn't
it
have
happened
anything
before,
to
you
do with
don't know,
it.
right? You don't know
Any
nothing about it. So,
Yep.
right. So,
Because all of that stuff happened after, that situation, after the, yeah. And when Joyce came into my room on that day, even after that day, not just Joyce, other people that asked me anything that was related to that dating app, I said the same thing. I have no idea what's going on over there. I have nothing to do with that.
I've heard you say that, and you said it to me. So I don't feel like you have to explain that to me. I feel like, I know that you didn't give me no trouble about that app. You just wanted your questions answered that day, and that was the last time you asked me anything about it, you know. And I just felt like it should have been done differently. And I'm gonna always say that. But what I learned about John that I should have known a long time ago is that he can be messy and he doesn't keep his word. And if I'd known that when it was time to do business, I wouldn't have done business with him, Queen, just straight up. I thought John was, trying to build this group up to where we would do like group, gatherings. We would do like things that dating groups do. And I felt like every time I would build something up, he would sabotage it. Um, so now it's at a point where I can't even navigate the group. Um, and they're asking, where are we? What happened? Um, and so over time, I learned that John don't care about nobody but himself. And that's pretty much why I'm just not saying anything at all to him. His phone has been blocked since January because I didn't reached out for 2 months to you. You ignored me. I know you see it. No matter how busy you are, he telling me he moving to DC. I'm thinking that's what's going on. Um, he telling me, he doing business here and there, and I'm wondering when is you gonna do business where we supposed to be like. So I'm holding a lot of anger towards him. At the end of the day, I could have done things better. In terms of um turning people against somebody and all of that, that came up in me and Joyce's conversation when we were talking about people on fan base. So if that's the recorded conversation you talking about, Joyce was in my room and me and her was having that conversation about, why I left fan base. You
No,
know,
the recorded
uh,
conversation that I had was between you and Beyondra, and you said that I turned Joyce against you, and you just cleared that up because you said when she came into my room that day, which
yeah,
I remember, and I know Joyce remember, you said that I said
yeah,
something to Joyce to make Joyce, be upset with you, and that is
yeah.
that's a lie. But that's
I
not
felt like
true. And
that's
that's
what
what
was
you put
going
out
on.
there.
Now,
That's what you put out there about
it
me.
was
And
only to Joyce that I was talking to that
yeah,
day,
but you
cause
know
as
that what it
far
was
as
on that day, but you brought that up to Beyondra and other people that was in her room about me turning Joyce against you and me being jealous of, you because executive came in your room, started coming in your room, and because John started coming in your room. I'm jealous
John
of
had been
you.
coming in.
Yeah. I
I
mean, you
felt
said
like
it. You said it.
every time you would talk to me and you would have a certain tone, it made me feel like you were angry with me because of John, which made it look like it was jealousy. I'm not
No,
gonna lie.
that's your own
But I
conscience.
couldn't
I don't
prove
have
it.
no reason to be
I
jealous
couldn't
of
prove it.
you. No, and
I
you
couldn't
couldn't
prove
prove
it.
it, but
So,
I'm trying to figure out why you putting it out there
but I'm
like that.
allowed my
Again,
thoughts.
you are, but
I'm allowed my
why you
thoughts
even speaking on me, a person that you miss and that you like so much in such a vulgar way?
because I'm confiding in somebody that I've known longer than you, which is B.
And I'm right back over there,
Hey, I wanna
and he's right sitting right back over there with that bitch again. That don't sound like a
can I
person
add
that you
something real
like.
quick? I want to add something real quick, and I was gonna leave too. I appreciate you having this, Queen. I think it's needed, and I'm glad you
It
brought me in
is.
here. But I want to say also, Bonk, in return, you were talking about I said what I said, and I messed up your brand. Look what she's
Yeah.
just telling you. You said some things in public that can definitely mess up Queen's brand as well. You
Thank
see how
you.
that works?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at it in a trio because me and you and her is having this conversation. So I'm looking at how what you did to me affected me, how what I did to her affected her, because that's what it needs to be looked at like, hey, here's how you played your part. Here's where Joyce played her part. Here's where Queen played her part. So I feel like we all need to have, yeah, a look at it like just how I explained it. Look at how what we did to one another affected each other. And it really shouldn't come to this as sisters. Like, it's just overall, we shouldn't be talking about one another. I apologize, Queen, for talking about you, and I know it's going to take time for you to, um want to talk to me, and I get it, but I'm glad we got to do this because otherwise it would have just still been festering, and then by next year what would have it become? Okay. So, and then two, um Joyce is right. We need to think about our decisions. I think is what you trying to ask me, Joyce, because yeah, I realize how what I did to Queen could affect her as well. You know, um, at the end of the day, I had no idea that I was being recorded. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I have recordings, but they're recordings people sent to me. So,
And
but
likewise,
recording,
likewise. And
yeah,
let me tell you this one thing about most people don't send things to me, but certain things, that's why we got to be careful who we have in our spaces, who we talking about and when we're talking about, because I won't lie, most times people will not send me things. But certain things, especially when you come to sabotaging a person's name, you just don't know who you're around. And they definitely
yeah,
sent that
yeah,
to me on that day for sure. And they're only going to
I
send me
believe it.
things that they know that, I need to hear. And I needed to hear that.
Exactly. 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 You know, that's why I told Joyce the other day that I'm gonna stay behind my paid wall, because when you do that, no one can accuse you of anything. One being, don't nobody be in my room. And most people would think that bother me. That don't bother me. I'm used to being alone. It has helped me so much. So when I'm in that room by myself, no one can say I'm telling them shit, because it would be a lie. And this information right here is probably only information somebody got of me talking about somebody. So I thought I was confiding in V, but someone else was recording and reporting. So that just taught me, don't trust anyone on fan base, not a soul. Okay. And that's what I was doing at first. And then my spirit and my heart started making me want to talk to the people. But life has taught me, talk to no one, stay quiet, close your room, and don't audio talk with any person on the app. Because when you open your heart up and you try to get to know people, it will come back to haunt you, whether in a good or a bad way. This app right here is the devil. That's what I'll call it. And I haven't saw many good things happen on it since I've been here. Every now and then, good things happen. But out of 100%, I've seen 5% good come out this app since I've been here. And it's always somebody into it or something. It's like it's got a spell on it or something. But I too got caught up in the gossiping. So that's why I'm saying that overall. But I bet y'all won't see me sitting with nobody else though. I bet you won't. I don't care who it is. They can't even talk to me.
I mean, I don't think that
You know
that
what I'm
should be
saying?
the case. I think that you should just, be careful what you say, especially, on audio apps and when you're utilizing other people's names. That's what we taught. That was the first conversation I kept saying to you, Bont, please just be careful. Please don't use my name for, conversations, especially if I'm not around. Don't use my name. I know who I am. I know what I've produced on social media. I know who my followers are. I have a very organic following, so I'm protected a lot on several apps in a lot of different ways. So that's why I always tell people, just be careful, because when you think, you're being exclusive, or you're hiding, you don't know who knows who. You don't know. And I know when I came to this app, although I don't have a lot of followers, at least 200 of those followers are my organic followers. These are people that have been following me for over 4 or 5 years.
Okay, okay, okay.
And because you don't see them with me all the time, or see me in their spaces all the time, does not mean we don't have each other backs on these apps. We most definitely do. We move together. We
I
most
think that's my
definitely
only
do.
problem. I don't have nobody that got my back on these apps. I'm always solo dolo. And I think that always get me in trouble. Man, I'm telling you, if I had backup on the app, I would feel more like I had a tribe. But it goes back to what I just said a while ago. I can't trust nobody.
Let
Not
me
not a
add
soul.
something real quick because you know I was doing well. I'm sure you knew I was doing onboarding for a long time. And so, what some of the things I used to tell new users that would come to the app is consistency is going to give you the opportunity for people to see who you are, how serious you are about what you're doing. It's just like a business. No matter what, it's a small space on Fanbase, but like you said, it is still a business. So if you looked at it as you still got to show up every day to go to work. So every day you come in, you open your space, you be intentional. And I'm gonna tell you an example. Lady G. I used to be in Lady G's room when she was in there by herself for the last probably 2 or 3 weeks. All of a sudden, we start talking about, hey, Lady G does insurance. We're talking about these things word of mouth. Everybody's talking about what she does. And she has, her rooms have been so big, she had to kind of calm down the space. And she was like, wow, this is too much. I think I want my by myself type of thing. And now she's back to how she wants to run it because she's really doing real work for real. She's getting consultant, she's getting people
Yes, ma'am, she
that
is. I
know
listened to
people.
one of her rooms one day and she did awesome.
Hmm. So it's going to take you to, you said you had to leave. That's cool. But where is your audience now? Now you have to build up that
They
audience again,
they
and they,
they
huh?
ain't nowhere no more. From what I can see,
But
they ain't nowhere.
you brand, right?
Um,
So even though they're not on fan base bombs, I don't know if you have other social media platforms. So right now,
I
we're
do.
on Clubhouse. We're everywhere that we need to be, and we're bringing those people over here organically. So it's got to be outside of fan base. You can't sit in here in a room and not really do boots on the ground networking on these other platforms.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
definitely, definitely.
So
Fan
we could
base
see
is
you and
new to me still. I'm not as consistent over here as I am other places, but I I was trying to get there. Now I'm just that video that's out there right now. That's all I'm gonna put out right now. And it took me since January to put that out. And I was just, it wasn't that I didn't have it. I have so many videos of my book series, but I know here people hate me. So I'm like, why put it out there for you to see it when you don't care? So, to me, um I came here because it was a black app. I was wanting, that's what Black on Made Bought Taught is about. It's about black people, but it's about black people that love one another. It's not about, you know, constant confusion. And so I just can't function like that. But I do see other people make some bread like on here. Like they do real well. But you're right, they have other platforms too. And you have to have that. Like that's a part of your whole like funnel, your network funnel. So I mean, at the end of the day, I spend a lot of time doing, business things like that, building websites and shit. So I'm a brainiac. I like to live inside my mind. And so that's why I do spend a lot of time by myself. But at the end of the day, when you was doing onboarding, I came in your room. That's how I learned a whole lot about it in the beginning on what I could do and what I couldn't. But I only attended like maybe two of the meetings. So after that, I just started going in the audio rooms, and I got caught up in that versus, maybe utilizing it in a different way. So, you know, now I'm just, doing my own thing and going on about my business. That I love coming in here and talking on the audio. So that's really all I think fan base for me is the audio. So that's why for the last 2 days I've been opening, little dating rooms and going through different phases with them and just playing on the app because I mean that's pretty much how I see it is made for to play. So that's what I'm doing now. But thank you, ladies. Um, I'm wishing y'all success. Uh, I'll be at the karaoke barbecue doing my little music and, drinking my water and minding my business. That just, I'll tell you what, that just shut down a lot of stuff just in our conversation because I'm one of them people that just completely shut the world out after I find out something. So, um, y'all might not even see me for a little while. But
Well, that's not what it was
I'll be
meant
there on
for.
Friday.
That's not what it was
I'll
meant
be there
for,
on
Bob. It was
Friday.
meant to just be, hold one another accountable. And since you made that, that icebreaker earlier today publicly, I thought, okay, well, now we can talk about it because I'm not one, we both Leos out here now. I ain't forget that.
Yes, ma'am.
And one thing
Yeah,
we'll hold our tongue for a very long time. But one thing we not
yeah.
going to allow people to do is play in our face. You're not going to play in
No,
my
not too
face.
long.
And if I know goddamn well I'm sitting over here and I'm listening to this other stuff and then you pull up on me, in a room in a public space and say what you said, I'm like, I'm out here every day. Like Joyce said, I'm very consistent. And since I came on this app a year and a half ago, I'm out here every day. Like that same energy that came up in somebody else's space could have very well been brought to my space. Because I never
Facts.
displayed hate towards you. I never told you I don't like you or I hate you or nothing like that. I never even showed you anything like that. I
No,
never.
you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't because that's not how I feel. That's not how I've
Well, I
ever,
didn't
and
know
I
how
damn
you
sure
felt,
ain't had no
and now I
jealousy.
do.
Yeah, damn sure. So that
You
was the
know,
biggest thing. I'm like, why this lady think I'm jealous of her or should ever? What reason do I have to be jealous of
because I thought
you?
that's what me and you kept falling out and about, and I'm like, me and you never
No,
had no problem. I don't understand why me and you keep falling out, and I was getting upset. I'm like, damn, we can't even get along no
no,
more.
we
Like,
keep
and
falling out because you keep attaching me to your mess with John. That's why we keep falling out. That's why
well,
we keep
you
falling
sure,
out. Because
well,
you
you
keep
sure ain't gotta
attaching
worry
me
about
to
him
you
or
and
me
John's
or
mess. That's between you and John. I don't have nothing to do with that.
well,
Now, what me and John have is what we have. And that was my issue with you is like, that don't have nothing to do with you. We've already had that
yeah.
conversation. So, for you to be questioning him about if we slept together and all of that, you out of order. That don't have nothing to do with business.
Well, I thought that's what the fuck was causing him to act up. And I need you to do your motherfucking job, nigga. Now, if Queen is scaring you and got your, her
Joyce.
pussy got you clocked out, then nigga, say that, okay?
No, you
But at
was
least let me
wrong.
know, rattle the motherfucking tambourine or something to let me
No,
know,
you
hey, it
wrong.
ain't that. I'm just ignoring you, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have took that better if he did that. You know what I'm saying? And then I wouldn't have had to assume shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I blame him for my
Yeah,
frustrations,
but you gotta
and I don't
blame
blame
yourself
nobody
because it's
else.
not safe to assume out here,
I'm
especially when
taking
you don't know
accountability.
people. If you don't know,
I'm
and
taking my
we know
accountability.
each other from through these avatars, and we've never had a falling out. The shows that we have done together have been epic moments. You and Joyce, we've
Show the
had some
fuck have.
amazing shows together.
Show
Too
have.
bad they weren't
Show have.
recorded. But that's what I'm saying. So every time I let my guards down because I'm not really I'm not that open to just strangers on any given
Yeah.
day. But when I find myself in alignment with people, yeah, I'll open up to you a little more. And I know that I hadn't had any issues with you. I hadn't had any. So the problems and the things you were saying about me, and I was all kinds of bitches, and I'm she's that type. I'm like, what type do you know me to be? Cause you ain't seen me sleep with nobody. Period.
I have not.
So for you to say that, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said to you, I didn't feel it
It
was
was
genuine.
ugly. It was ugly what I said. Okay? It was ugly. And I take accountability for it. But, it's just at the end of the day, I shouldn't have been saying it in the first place. So that's what I'm gonna say about it. I just shouldn't have been saying it all together. That's why my grandma used to tell me if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. And I got caught gossiping, and this is a prime example of why she said that. You know, um, and hey, listen, it happens to all of us. We done all got caught gossiping. Okay, so I can't even, look, I can't even say nothing. All right. But I have to say, I don't get caught gossiping often because of that, because I don't like confrontation. But I was mad at John that night. So I sure was talking some shit. I know you ain't lying about what the fuck I said, because I was, but it still didn't have to involve you, So I see what you're saying, and I'm acknowledging, that yeah, I could have did that differently. Um, But yeah, I ain't talking to John, and it sound like you ain't really doing a whole lot of talking to him either. But either way, it don't matter.
No, I talk to
Um,
John every
I'm
day.
angry.
I talk to
I'm
John
mad at
every
John right
day.
now.
Hey,
Every
real quick,
day.
I
Well,
gotta go,
tell
y'all.
John, if you can, tell John this, and that's all I want. Tell John he can keep that money and my side of that business. That from this point on, he's let me know that he don't want to be in business with me.
But then
And so take my part and bless whoever he feel like can bless them people over there.
right,
And
but again, there's
I'm
an
gonna pray for him.
assumption there because you jumped out there again, bump, talking about I'm
I'm not
assuming.
assuming.
Yeah, you just said it. I'm assuming
I'm
you don't
assuming
talk to John.
he,
And how could you assume that I don't talk to John? I never told you I don't talk to John.
because you didn't say that you was talking to him while we were talking just now. So I have to assume
You can't
that
assume
because you
that
didn't
because
bring
I
him
didn't.
up,
My focus is not really John. That's you and John's issue. My issue is you and the things you said about me. It don't have nothing to do with John as far as I'm concerned. Your issue is with John and how he treats you. That don't have nothing to do
that's
with me.
correct. That's correct. If you will do that for me, because I can't get in contact with him. And somebody needs to tell them people what's going on over there, Queen. I'm getting reached out to and I can't do nothing for them. So if I can't do nothing and I didn't pay my money and I can't force him to either give me my money back or to open the door to the group so that I can do the work, then I have no choice but to go through somebody. And I was saying I assume because you didn't say you were in contact with him. Otherwise, I would have just said what I'm saying now. Would you please tell him? But I'm trying not to be in your business. So that's why I said I assume you're not, because you didn't say, hey, I talked to him until just then, that I talk to him
No,
every
it's
day.
not that. It's just
So
that John is not really here to defend himself, and me, the promoter that I am, the speaker that I am, and that's just in me. I protect people's
get
energy, and because he's not really here to defend himself, it makes no sense for me to, for me to speak on him. And again, like I think we've all come to the conclusion, like, that beef that you have with John is between you and John. It doesn't have anything to do with me.
It doesn't have anything to do with you, Queen. I'm asking you to please tell this man that I'm stepping away so that he can take care of the group that he started. That's all I'm asking. I'm
Okay,
not
let me
asking for anything else.
I gotta go, but I just want to say this. I think you're probably forgetting this main point. She said she had nothing to do with it, and by you asking
I
her,
know that. I
but
know
then
that.
that's
But
not
now I'm
taking. Okay, let
desperate
me finish
because
though.
I
Let me
can't
finish.
talk.
I want to finish though because I am leaving and I got a chance to listen to the conversation being a third party, right? And when I first told you that she has nothing to do with the app at all. None of that. And so by you asking her to be a messenger, you're basically you're wanting her to be a messenger. You're now asking her to get involved. I don't think you understand that if she doesn't want to be a part of it, you shouldn't ask that favor.
Okay. Okay.
That's what
All
I
right.
want to share. And that's just what I'm
All right,
looking
ladies.
at. Okay.
All right, Joyce. I won't
Okay.
ask for any favors, and I won't be talking about nobody else. Will that satisfy?
We've had this conversation before, Bombed. And the same
I'm just
words
saying, will
came
that
out of your mouth.
satisfy?
The same words came out of your mouth. And I'm going to tell you again, I don't have a problem with you. Never had a problem with you. So I'm satisfied with, moving forward and not having a problem with you while I don't have a problem with you. I've never had a
Okay.
problem with you. It's you have a problem with someone that I'm heavily involved with, and you keep connecting your gripes with him to me. And that's how it started from the very beginning. And you associate it with jealousy. And it's far from jealousy. I just don't want to be involved.
I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. All right. Well, I will talk to y'all. I guess another life. I don't know. Um, and I hope y'all stay blessed and highly favored. Thank you for the
You're
conversation.
welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad, you were open for the conversation and you trusted me enough to come in this room.
I didn't have no reason not to trust you. I didn't know it was gonna be the three of us talking, but I mean, cause I would have brought Kenny. You know what I'm saying?
No, but either
But
way,
I
it
mean,
doesn't. Joyce is leaving the room
I
now. It could very
I
well
mean,
just
I
be
get it.
me and you. I
I
don't
get
have a
it. I'm just
problem.
saying.
You were the first
I would have.
person. You were the first
I would
person
have
I
still came
pinged in
over
this
her.
room. Yeah, you were
I
the
would have still
first.
came over her. Even if me and you was mad at each other, I would have still came over her.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
It's just point blank.
I just didn't
Yeah.
know, and I'm a very upfront person. Otherwise, I would have said, you know what, maybe we should do it in a private. And I said, no, I'm gonna do it publicly because she made a public, a very affectionate, statement, and I don't want her to think
Yeah.
that, that is just enough for me. That's not enough because I have things on my mind. This has been going
Yeah.
on for a long time. And I think a lot of it, especially after listening to the conversation today, listening to you, a lot of it is assumption. It's assumption.
It
It's
is.
things that you thought I felt, or
Yeah.
I thought I may have known, or I thought I may have. It was a lot of assumption, and I think
It
that is,
was.
yeah, that's where the confusion came in. I never,
It was.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm just glad that that was cleared up and it didn't get messy. I'm have very impressed that you were very stand up on what was said to you. I mean, said about me, what you said it because I repeated it
Yeah.
verbatimly. I did.
I don't forget what I say and who I
Yeah.
said it to. So soon as you started saying it, I knew I was talking to B.
Right.
Like immediately. Because
Right.
she the only person I done said that to.
Right. So it's nothing, none
Shit.
of that is, I didn't keep any of that out. I made it very clear where the information came from. I mean, or the talk that it came from, because that's the only talk that came to me with you in it.
Yeah, because I was confiding in her because I was mad that day because I'd been in the hospital and I'd been sick. I'd been having heart problems. And come to find out, the shit is going in the ground. So I was going off. And I remember the day I was doing it because I think Vegan was in there. And I want to say Dark might have been in there because Marshall wasn't in there that day, I don't think. But we were talking because I was comfortable with Vegan, you know what I'm saying, being there because I figured he's supporting B. So I'm like, well, let me talk to her.
But you
So,
also knew that
men
these
don't
are people that
usually
are angry
get
with
in.
me. You know that you knew those people was upset with me, so you found it okay. Well, cool. I know I got some
Well,
shit
hold
on
on.
her too.
The only person I knew that you might have been into it with was B. And that was only because of some kind of, I don't know. I haven't got the whole story on that, but something, I guess, about music or something. I don't know, or a recording or something. I ain't heard all of it, and I try not to hear all of it. Like, I'm there for the music, but that
Because it
particular day I
wasn't
was
none of
mad,
that.
so that's why I was venting.
It wasn't none of that. I came into a
I don't
room
know
and
what the
she
hell
was
was going on.
talking shit about me when I came in that room. That plain and simple. And she wasn't expecting that shit. So all that other shit, that's the rumors that may be put out, it ain't nothing. That's what it was. And you know me well
Oh
enough to
well,
know
I
that I
thought it was about
skedaddle.
some music.
Yeah, well, she sure didn't say that when I called her line. She ain't say nothing to me. And she had just got off the phone with me. So it was another
Oh, what?
example of fake, yeah, fake love. Another example. So that's the extent of it. She hasn't
Well,
had not
I
one conversation with me about what happened because what happened was I came into a room and she got caught talking shit when I came in that room. She wasn't expecting me to hear what she said. And this is right after
no.
she got off of like at least a 2-hour call with me. And she didn't say nothing to that degree. And from that point on, I left the room and I never said anything else about it.
Oh well, see, maybe that's why I don't know nothing because it
It
ain't nothing.
wasn't nothing.
So
It
so
was
yeah, I mean,
nothing.
and okay, well yeah. See,
That
I
was
ain't
the
heard that.
extent of it because
And
we
she
never
ain't
had
even said that. So
yeah, we never had an exchange. We never spoke on it. It was real simple. I came in, I heard what I heard, and I never turned back again. Period. That was it for me. We never had a conversation about anything.
hmm. Well, I don't. I mean, I knew because people had, been gossiping, saying that people was into it and all of that. So, I mean, I knew about that, but I didn't know that that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah,
heard
that's
y'all were into it.
exactly what it
So,
was. We had just got off at
okay,
least a 2-hour call. Great call. Excellent call. No, no, why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? No, nothing, baby.
yeah. See,
Nothing.
so
No,
I
nothing.
didn't. I
No,
guess.
no, no, nothing. And then you go back on fan base and you talk shit about me because you're not expecting me to come into that space. So when I did and you got caught up talking shit that you could have talked on the phone with me, yeah, I saw the person that she really was. And I skedaddled, got the fuck out of Dodge and stayed the fuck out of Dodge. And that's the extent
Yeah.
of
No,
it. So all that, and I said this and I said that, bitch, you never said shit. In fact, when I heard you
she ain't
say,
said none of
in
that.
fact, when I can't, yes, she did, because it was on that video. I mean, that audio, that
Oh, well, I
same
must not have
audio
been listening
where
then,
she was
cause
talking
I
shit
must have been.
about what she said to me. She ain't say shit to me. She hasn't said a
Oh,
word to me about nothing.
well, that must have been when I had my headphones on or something, because I sure didn't hear that.
Yeah.
After I did my little vent and I threw my little headphones on and finished my little music, and
And
so
it,
if she did say that, I didn't get to hear it.
yeah, well, I
So
don't have
I
no
mean,
problem
so it
playing
must
the
have not been for
recording.
me to hear it.
Yeah, I don't have no
It.
problem playing the recording so you can hear exactly what I heard. I
Oh,
don't
okay. Well,
have
hell,
no
I
problem
sure enough did.
because it was
I
definitely
didn't hear her do it,
said,
cause
and it was never anything between she and I, him and I, nobody. It was never anything. Anybody that had anything to say about it, nobody ever said anything to me about it. So if it was a problem, it should have been addressed, especially after we had just been on the phone. Like, why you got to get back
well,
online and talk that shit, or, make it seem like I was doing something to tear you down or something like that when I was just promoting. No, I never
I
did
I mean,
anything to hurt anybody. I don't even, I don't do shit like that.
I don't know what all B had going on with folks, but I know that I was talking about some shit that night. And after that, I don't remember saying too much more after that, cuz hell, I called myself doing music that night. But when she might have been saying that, I'm almost certain I didn't hear that shit. Cuz I would have been asking some
No, you
questions.
heard it because you did ask questions.
What did I ask her
You
then?
did. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and play it for you. Because, yeah,
Yeah,
you
play
heard
it, cuz
all of
shit.
it. You heard it. You was definitely very much in tune to the entire conversation.
Well, let me hear it, shit, because I don't remember this woman saying that.
Yeah, well, she definitely did. Talking about she said something. She ain't say nothing. And as soon as I heard her, when I came in that room, I called her phone directly to talk to her directly. She did not answer the phone.
I definitely want to hear it because shit, I don't remember B saying that, but if she did,
The motherfucking
I'll
devil.
definitely
She's using him. She's using him. So. Yeah. I hope so. I hope she get it all, motherfucker. Yeah, she using him. Well, she.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Hold on.
The motherfucking devil. She using him. She's using him. So.
Let me know if you can hear it.
I could when you played it a while ago.
Oh, you could? Okay. Okay. I didn't think you could hear it. All right.
The motherfucking devil. She using him. She's using him. So. Yeah. I hope so. I hope she get it all, motherfucker. Yeah, she using him. Well, she got mad about vegan.
Oh, I remember this night.
And went and did a video about us. Shit. And posted it on Facebook, on Fanbase. And posted it on Fanbase. Yeah. What an idiot. She know it. She knows what it. What a fucking idiot. Because I've told her multiple times, I said, he has a way of talking to me that I don't like. He invited me down to Texas to his home. Told me he got a little...
So again, I have to say, how did you just skip from...
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Wait a minute.
I remember
Hold
that.
on.
I remember that day.
I know you remember. And again, how do you skip from your beef being me posting something to, oh, I told her that he talked to me away. How did it just skip from the post to John all of a sudden? I'm going to back this thing up. How it skipped? It just skipped automatically. So what's the real beef here?
To Texas to his... If we don't mind, what do you care? You sent the motherfucking devil. She using him. She's using him. So. Yeah. I hope so. I hope she get it all, motherfucker. Yeah, she using him. Well, she got mad about vegan and went and did a video about us. Shit. And posted it on Facebook, on Fanbase.
Hot ass lie. Mad at vegan.
And posted it on Fanbase. Yeah. What an idiot. She know it.
Mad at vegan.
She knows it. What a fucking idiot. Because I've told her multiple times, I said, he has a way of talking to me that I don't like. He invited me down to Texas to his home. Told me he got a little tiny house in the back of his house. I can come there and stay. I wish I would. Girl, he better go on down the street somewhere. Yep. She knows all that. But she don't have nobody else. That's what she mad at me about right now. She mad at me about a whole lot of stuff, but she'll be fine. Yeah, that's what me and her used to be cool on her until she got to trying to talk crazy, and I don't do all of that. She started getting real jealous. She would, because vegan would be in the room and she would come in. Oh, you ain't give me no crown. I'm used to coming in rooms and getting a crown. Oh, really? Yeah. No. Sorry to hear that. Yep. Because every room ain't gonna give you that. No.
And she started acting real funny, real jealous. And I was like, I done seen this already before. I'm out of here.
First it was John, then executives started coming in my room, and that pissed her off. That's how
I'm gonna tell you exactly why.
She turned Joyce against me with executive.
Wow.
And they sit over there and Joyce
don't fuck with her no more either.
Joyce put some shit on her page about me saying I was a snake and all kind of shit about executive.
Wow.
Then Joyce had to come back and fucking apologize to me because the Lord was riding her back so motherfucking hard because I knew she had did me wrong, and she ended up, I had to delete this page for a little while to let people forget about it because I was running my business on her. Right. And this bitch was maligning my motherfucking name and didn't know shit about me, turning people against me, and folks was unfollowing me and all kind of shit. So I shut this page down for a while, and you didn't see it. I came on as Taft Bowley. Okay. And I would only drop in rooms where I liked the people at, and then I would be disappeared. So most people didn't even know that was me. Wow. There was only like 3 people that knew that was me, and that was Tiffany, Nino, and Nikki. Mm-hmm. And I would drop in on people, especially if I missed them. And that's the shit she was doing. So when she seen me pop up as Bump, she ran over there and apologized to me the same fucking night she seen it pop up. She was like, I've been trying to get to a
You know why?
I know
you know why? Because she found out Queen, who she was. I'm telling you.
She said Queen was the one who turned me against you. I said, Joyce, you think I don't know that? The first day I seen you in her room, I was like, she'll be talking shit about me. And next thing I know, Joyce, she was putting shit up on your page about me. I said, and you didn't even fucking know me. Yep. I said, but that's what you did. And I said, you fucked up my money when you did that.
She tried to do the same thing with me and Joyce. She tried to do the same thing with me and Joyce. Yep. But that don't work with me, because I don't do because you don't like them, I don't like them. Right. I don't do that. That has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get.
I make my own decisions, bitch. I think for myself.
All this, I'm turning.
She tried to turn me against vegan.
Another lie.
Yep.
I wouldn't know.
Queen.
See, listen. Listen.
Queen.
See?
Queen.
Look.
Even him, he like, who? What?
That never
huh?
even.
What?
That never even came up while Joyce was in here about how I found out that you know what I'm saying, turned me, or turned her against me and all that. See, all that was talked about with me and Joyce. And I was telling B what I was told. And everything that said, yeah, as soon as you started playing it, I knew exactly the day this was. And yes, all of that right there, we didn't really need to be saying, but we was. Shit. And at the end of the day, me being mad at John, I shouldn't have been mad at you. You had nothing to do with it. And hearing myself saying that shit sounded so fucking ugly.
And that's what this is about. It's about just taking
that was just
accountability.
So unladylike. That was like, that was just unladylike. I didn't like the way that sounded, because it wasn't what I was trying to represent, but it was how I was feeling at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah.
I'm gonna let it roll. I mean, because that's what it's about, the accountability piece for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
He got problems, this, that, and the thing. All because she was jealous of the fact that him and I had a good relationship.
That's because she like any dick that she think that she might have a chance to get.
That ain't it. Vegan used to drop hearts on her when he go in them exclusive rooms. She likes getting niggas to come in them exclusive rooms and put hearts on her. That's what she's looking for.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
Vegan ain't never dropped no exclusive hearts on me. Shit, I'm gonna have to call Isaac about this shit.
Open up an exclusive room.
Oh, okay. All right, I will. I will. If he don't come over there, I'm gonna file a complaint.
Yeah, come tell me.
Yep. I'm gonna file a complaint if he over there in that bitch room showing her love and can't show
he don't go over there no more. Cause I'm telling you, she did a video about him and I.
What did she
A
do?
very
It was supposed to
very
her. This was a
popular.
promotion for her radio station. But what me and Vegan got to do with that? What we got to do with that?
And that's the real reason why she was mad, because I included Vegan. Because Vegan was a musician as well. So why not include everybody that's in the room if I'm running a music room and not just highlighting your music exclusively? I included him. He was including himself in what we were doing in the rooms. And that's the real
That
reason why
that
she
makes
got
a lot
mad.
of
That's the real reason, because what Vegan got to do with this? What Vegan? This is between. I was on the show. Yeah, you were on the show, but Vegan was also a part of my music rooms and movement. He was new, and the truth
Mhm.
is, your ass was jealous because you didn't want nobody getting too close to Vegan. Let me tell it. Oh, I'm going to get to the bottom of it, Bomb.
Well, well,
Not
listen,
Vegan.
you know what?
The truth
Mm,
is the truth. So let
mm-mm.
me continue. Let me continue. It's just me and you here. Let me know if somebody come in. I'll pause it. You know, if they need to stay, we'll let them stay. If they don't, cause yeah, it's out here, baby. Yeah, you can't just be out here throwing dirt on people's names like that. You don't know who you fucking with.
Damn shame.
Yeah.
Damn shame.
Did a whole video and posted it on Fanbase.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
I
Girl.
called her up. I was like, why the fuck would you do that? Why? Oh well, everybody's gonna get a promote. I was like, Vegan has nothing to do with this. Why would you put me and Vegan in a video? And it wasn't even a good video. Wasn't even a good video. Wasn't even a good video. I sent it to him, and I knew he hadn't seen it because he didn't say nothing. And I said, look at the video, listen to it, turn the volume up and listen to it. And just so happened, when I was telling him to watch the video, she popped in the room. Yep. Executive don't come around me no more. It's another guy used to come in my room. He don't come around me no more. Cause I know she done said something. I really don't care. Cause these niggas wasn't none of my friends. These were her friends that was coming around me.
Executive thinks his voice will get him anywhere,
Yeah.
but
Yes, he do. Don't nobody want that button dick. Don't nobody want that button dick.
Nothing. Okay, he forgets that he was sending me messages and all kind of shit in his voice, and he was saying all kind of shit to me. So, I could definitely. He told me all kind of shit about Queen John, all kind of shit, and I got it with his voice on it.
Wow.
Like I could start opening rooms and playing them motherfuckers.
Who is left in this room? I see Philo and Bonk.
I can't stand this app right here. It
Okay.
works my nerves.
Okay, it's just you. Okay, it's just me and you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but they just kicked me, and I don't know what the hell.
When you back, it's just me and you. I see Philo peeped his head, but I had already given them, the warning, letting them know that this was,
I
something up.
appreciate you doing this, because I mean I'm almost certain folks is out there wanting the juice on what we talking about, because they know me and you ain't talked in months.
Well, that's
Okay,
why it's an
and
exclusive
I
room.
made it a public statement because I wanted you to know I was being vulnerable, because I felt like if I said it in front of a whole lot of people, it would hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of how I was raised. I'm Southern. So I figure if I say it in front of a whole lot of people, that lets you know that, hey, they might not even know what we talking about, but and I'm saying it to you across them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I do miss your conversation. I love the way you talk. And I just miss being able to listen to music and chill. Like it just period. And I was feeling it at the time. And I'm one of them people that moves to the beat of my own drum. So I felt that at the moment and I said it. And I meant it. But at the same time, I know we had some things we needed to talk about. So when you gave me your response, That's why I said you ain't got to love me back. I got enough love to be patient and wait. You know what I mean? Because I know that I had said things. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you had it, okay? But I'm not mad, you know what I'm saying, that you do got it. Because hearing myself saying it is, yeah, I didn't like the way I sounded. It was ugly. So to hear myself talking about somebody, I didn't like it. I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't like it. And it's not that I didn't like that somebody gave you it. It's I didn't like that I was heard saying some shit like that. That. It's not even anything other than that. And then the fact that after that it's damn, I done pretty much talk bad about somebody. Who else heard it? Then how did that affect the person? You know
And
what I'm saying?
it's
So
very
it's
bad for
caused me to think a
business.
lot of things.
It's very bad for
It's
business. Anybody that,
yeah.
is very bad for business. And we're about to have a really big talk on accountability coming up soon. And it's an exclusive room. I will invite you into that space. But that's what it's, about, being holding yourself accountable. It's nothing like listening back to yourself. And that's what a lot of people on this app get away with, because it's not recorded. They don't expect it to be recorded. So they come on here and, and they say things, and then expect people to just, later, just kind of shove it under the rug. And I'm not that person, especially when it's a target to my character and who I am, and it's lies. It's not true. If it was truth, it's like, okay, or even just your opinion, but it's a lot of lies. It's a lot of assumptions, being told. And my name is really being dragged. I don't know what the audience looked like. I really don't know, because it's the audio. So, I don't know who heard what, except for one person. And they ain't like
Yeah.
what they was hearing at all.
Hold on, little boy. Yeah, I know. I know. And I don't like what I heard either. So um I'm frustrated that I got caught doing that. I'm not wanting to be gossiping, but I didn't heard myself doing it. So I'm kind of in my feelings about it. But I needed to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I've been jumping for like 3 days. I've been trying to figure out what the fuck was it gonna be, because I just, hey, you know. But I've been trying to figure that out for 2 days. Like, what the fuck has got my eye jumping so hard? And that immediately when you started playing that video or that audio, it immediately stopped jumping. So that was the answer. Shit. And at the end of the day, uh, I'm not happy about it. I'm not. So all I can say is thank you for reminding me. You know what I'm saying? That golden rule my grandma used to tell me all the time, to don't get yourself involved talking about folks. And that's just
Right.
plain and simple. So my apologies, Queen. And yeah, I mean at this point, because I don't know who to trust and who did that, I'm telling you, ain't nobody gonna be able to have no conversation with me because I ain't gonna trust them. I'm telling you, I just can't. So,
I'm
but
gonna let it keep running. If you want to sit and listen, I'm gonna let it keep running. It's definitely, it's only
no,
like
cause
15 minutes.
I already know the rest of the shit that I said, and I already know what B said. Um, but I thought when you first was saying it, I thought it was another day. And no, but when you played it, I knew exactly what day it was, and I remembered. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh, yeah. So no, you ain't got to keep playing it, cause it. I don't like it.
It's a trigger.
But well, it ain't a trigger. It's a fact that I'm not happy with myself, type of shit. You know, cause when you adulting, when you do some shit you don't like, you be mad about it. Shit. So yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for just holding yourself accountable. Thank you for having this conversation with
Always.
me. You know, I appreciate that. And
Anytime, babe. Anytime.
I'm willing to, move forward. I just, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Keep me out of you and John's business.
Well, I don't
It's our
talk to him no more.
business.
The phone is blocked, and I ain't thought about John until the other day when I was trying to reach him, for that damn meeting, cause that damn Marvin was asking me a lot of questions, but that's the only time I have. I've blocked his number, and since he didn't answer, I blocked it again. So ain't no need of me to reach out or even think about John at this point, cause I know he ain't gonna answer me. So I'm going on. That's why I was saying that while ago. I'm going on about my business, and I hope that, you know what I'm saying, the group at least turn over or something. But um with that said, uh we going to, hang the phone up on the whole subject on
On
that.
good
But
terms. On good terms. Thank you, Bonk. And you're still welcome, in my spaces. We've never had a problem sharing spaces. We feed off of one another well. I miss you. When I said that back to you, I meant it because I did. I've never had a problem with you. I just
period.
really did not like being used for content. I'm a content creator. I'm one of the biggest. I've known to take down some of the biggest on several apps. Just to let you know
I
that.
guess I don't
And and,
I
and
guess I don't understand, Queen, when you say that, cuz I mean, I don't consider myself a content creator, but people call me that, and I'm like, what makes me that? Because I do videos, because I do book, like, what are you classifying me under it for? I'm just being me. So, I don't when you say content, are you just saying because it can be recorded, or because,
yes,
like, is
it
that what
can
you're
be
saying?
used for
Okay. All
content.
right.
It definitely
Okay,
can be
I see what
used.
you're saying.
Anything and any, especially influencers on the app. Everything is content. So when you have people out here running your name in certain ways, and that you're promoting yourself, for this, that, and the third, and and for me, I really do have some very
Oh my God.
passionate supporters, Bomb. I really do.
My
People don't follow you
my
from app to app to app to app to app for nothing. So when they see certain things and they know this is not true about a person, I'm like that with, some of the people that I support. I'm very, very protective over them. I'm like that with John. I'm gonna be honest with you. So
period.
you gotta
Period.
be careful, not to offend. You gotta be careful what you say, because you don't know who knows who for how long, or what they got going on, or what. You just don't know. You
Period.
never know on
Period.
social media. So, us that
Okay.
create content, I could have very well went totally public with this and ran it and ran it and ran it for content and get paid.
I never would have thought of it like that, and I'm just gonna keep it real with you, because why record people, and yeah, why do them like that? You know what I
Because
mean?
it's,
Like,
it's
so I
because it's
never looked at it like
the
that,
same
and
way
until you
people,
just said that.
yeah, and the same way people open up spaces to drag people, that is considered content. Because if you're
Yeah,
dragging
and
someone's character, you're dragging someone's name, and you're doing it in front of an audience, that's content. You're now persuading
see,
that audience, to thinking these some of these people may not even know who I am. Now they're, oh God, she's this and she's that, she's this, that, and the third. People that, although it really does help us, because all it does is drive people our way because they want to know more. Oh, is this person
yeah,
really
it
like
do every
this?
time,
It happens every time.
every single time,
I've never seen my
every single
numbers go
time.
down, especially under
So,
chaos.
you know, I'm gonna have to look at it like that now, because I never looked at it like that. I never viewed it as content, that people are recording this or that, or what have you. I never looked at it like that. The only thing I would have considered content is, yeah, you know, being on your radio station, you might be clipping things of your own stuff and showing it to us, but I never looked at it like people are actually in your room recording your shit that you didn't say they could, you know, and then posting your content on their page and saying, "Hey, I was in Queen's room," you know, which is very unfair.
I mean, you've
But
seen it happen.
I
I've
get what
seen
you're
you
saying.
giggle about it. Your boy, Nino Black do it all the time for content.
Oh well,
And
hmm,
you love it.
I be
So I'm
loving this
just
content.
saying, it just
I
depends.
ain't gonna
It's
even lie.
different. It's different. It's different when the shoe is on the other foot. That's why
I
you
be
gotta be
loving this
careful with
content.
people out here.
I
You
don't be
gotta.
knowing where the crash out. I knew what he had. I knew where. You know what I'm saying. I knew what he was talking about. But other content and shit. If you talking about something outside of that, other than this crash out, I don't know what the fuck he be doing. But I know what he was doing then, because
Right.
it was pretty obvious. He
Oh
was
yeah.
recording people's rooms and shit. And so,
And half
you
of
know,
it
that's
he
what put
wasn't
me up
doing.
on knowing that it would.
I'm sure it wasn't him doing it half the time. It's other people. Other people will bring things to you. This is what I'm trying to get you to
Yeah,
understand. I
I
don't have
knew
to
that
be
he
out
was getting
recording
info from
nobody's
other people.
room and all that. You got people that's like, oh, hold up, especially when they know they just seen you with this person. They just
Yeah.
seen you, and now this person, because that wasn't even about you. That was about her. You just happened to be, you
Mm,
got caught in a crossfire
mm. Well, you know.
because they know they just seen me and that girl sitting together. And I introduced them to that person. Yeah, and now
Well,
she's in here dragging me for Phil. So you really
well,
got caught in the crossfire on that one.
well. You know, we both got caught talking though. And that ain't worth a fuck. So, but I know who did that though. I do. And I don't like him, but I know who did it.
I don't
I
think you
remember.
do. I don't think you do.
Um it was only one other person in that room that day, and then it was somebody that kept going in and out. But it's somebody that record content that came in that room that day, and I seen them, and I was like, yeah. But
Well,
I had already talked by the
again,
time he had recorded it.
be
So,
careful
you know,
assuming, but
I
be
know now.
careful. Be careful with assuming. Don't bring nobody into it that you're not sure about it.
I ain't getting ready to say shit to nobody, because it ain't their fault that I got caught talking. Okay? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking this as a learning curve, because I'm like, I didn't had no idea nobody was recording me.
Well, I
I
ain't gonna
assumed
lie.
that they did,
I was a
somebody
bit
did,
surprised.
but
I was shocked
but
because
I know now.
yeah, it was this person. That's when you really know who your true supporters are and who really listening out. But I'm telling you, I know a lot of people because you don't see me sitting on the panel every day, or I know a lot of people personally on this app.
Mhm.
Yeah, personally. I'm not talking about just met them on this app. No, I'm talking about we've been on several apps for 5-6 years
This the only
together.
app I done came on and did any talking to anybody on. I done been on Facebook for years and don't talk to people on it.
Yeah, I have a lot of,
This is the only app that's made me want to talk. So the fact that that didn't happen, I'm like, oh no, nah, nah.
well, I'm glad you could still smile about it and not be.
Well, I mean, what can I say? I mean, it was me. Like, I can't sit up here and act like I didn't hear myself talk. Like, I mean, and it's more honestly, it hits you harder when you hear your own self. Now, it could be just one thing somebody said, and you did, but hearing your own self say it and they didn't already told you, it's two totally different things. You know what I'm saying? So, it just makes you pay attention to things more and make you think about things before you speak. That's pretty much what it's about,
Yeah, but if you
you
hear
know?
yourself in its entirety, if you hear yourself in its entirety, it'll help you understand why I said what I said about, your statement being genuine and why I just didn't feel it.
Everything I heard a while ago was enough for me to understand why you didn't think it was genuine.
Okay.
Shit. After I heard that, I was like, well, hell, I can see why she would think that. I done said all of this shit. Why would I believe you serious if I was on the other end? So I had already said that. That's why I said I don't want to hear no more of it. Cause I mean, I understood the minute, you know what I'm saying? I said my part. The first line I said, I was like, well, yeah, I wouldn't believe it either. So, like, and I can't blame you. So I just gotta respect that, and hey, like you said, as far as it goes, we cool, just hey, keep me out of it and go on about your business, Lost. So I'm like, okay, but now I know what's going on. I know how you feel, so I don't have a reason to assume or think any motherfucking thing. I know because it came from your mouth. So I'm satisfied now. So I don't have nothing else that I can say because there's nothing else that needs clarity,
Right.
you know? So I just wish I could have got all of this a long damn time ago though. So I wouldn't have been out here running my trap.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
but
saying?
let's not. All right, let's
Like,
take
damn,
accountability again. You were the one who drew that line in the sand, not
I
me.
did, and I said that at the start. I did draw that line in the sand because I was upset that me and you couldn't get along. Shit. So I'm being for real. I was. That was why I was just like, well, I don't want to be friends now, now. Okay? Because I don't want to argue. Shit. So that's where that was. Point blank. There's the honesty. So, but you didn't let me know, and I didn't took my accountability, and we gonna step away from here on a good note. You gonna go on. You gonna be happy with your life, and I'm gonna be happy with mine. And whatever's going on, ain't none of my motherfucking business.
And we
Okay?
still gonna keep
And
it cute and be queens
I
in
want
these
you.
streets. Period.
I
Just
I wish you all the happiness in the world, whatever that looks
likewise.
like to you. Okay? And hey, let's just push forward. Let's not hate on each other no more, and or at least let me not hate on you. Okay? And I'll talk to you later on. I'll come through and do a mix or something one day when you got it open for that.
All right, peace. Queen, I'll be looking forward to that.
All right, I look
Peace.
forward to it too.
All right, peace. Have a good night.
You do the same, babe.